the enemy run.
Okay. The
How
enemy
do
run.
I like make this thing bigger? Like it's a really small screen.
Can you just double click on it?
Oh, okay.
Is it fine now?
It's fine.
Okay, perfect. Good. Let's look at some Rhine gameplay. Man, I'm a little tired. Today has been a very, very long and arduous day.
Yeah, because it's 3 a.m., right?
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Why do you hesitate here? When you go through the choke, right? So right here, so you push through, but then right here, why do you stop moving?
I feel like my team is not behind me. Like I only feel Zarya is behind me, but no one really is. Like Moira is not close. Lucio is like way behind.
Right, but look at your team comp.
Oh yeah.
Like, does it like the tracer? Does she need to be with you?
Not really.
Does the Hanzo need to be with you?
Not really.
Right, and I mean the Lucio, you know.
Yeah, that's
he can he can come at any second. So like, do you see like your teammates are essentially just waiting for you? Also, the kill feed is like really fucked up right now. I have no idea what's going on. But generally speaking, you don't want. Oh, I hate the replay viewer. Jesus. You don't want to wait for your teammates because you don't have time for your teammates. When you go through the choke like this, like you're already waiting enough. You just want to get this area sucks really, really bad because you're completely out into the open. Once you make it through the choke, you want to get onto the point as quickly as possible because the moment you're on the point, the enemy team needs to play proactive. So right here, the enemy team doesn't need to do anything. If they played smart, like this Symmetra doesn't even need to play this aggressive. All they have to do is just spam your shield and wait. Right? But the moment you make it onto the point, you flip the roles. All of a sudden, you're on defense and they're on attack.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it's a little bit risky. Like you can't afford to wait for your teammates like this. Either your teammates come with you or they don't, but you just need to trust that they come with you.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, I mean this teamfight is kind of a roll, not gonna lie. Just kept fast and then you can snowball second. Okay, well, I hope that this game is going to get a little closer because
it is.
I mean, that was a pretty well, like honestly, that first point in general, the way you pushed through the choke was fine. Like it was played well. It's really just the follow-up onto point that was too slow, but it's okay. Okay, again, this is completely fine. You don't have shield, but your team is having high ground control, so this is okay. You dropped from high ground. Did you get booped?
No, I dropped with my Moira.
Right. You don't want to drop this early. So you need to take this push in just multiple stages, right?
Okay.
So you're not pushing onto the point here. You pushed onto the high ground, right? Because you want to take high ground control. That's step one. And in order to take this high ground, your team needs to use a lot of resources. Right, like your Moira probably like let me just check, right? So Moira used her orb, Hanzo used his cooldowns, Zarya used both of her bubbles, your shield has like 500 HP left, your Lucio used his amp. Do you see how everyone on your team used all of their cooldowns? Right? So once, but you know, they used their cooldowns and you managed to secure high ground, so that's good, right? But you can't immediately get onto the point because you just immediately drop to the point and your teammates don't have their cooldowns yet, right? So you want to wait here for like at least just a few more seconds, right? Like you don't have your shield. How much shield do you have? You have 600 shield. 600 shield isn't really good enough, unfortunately. So just stay up there, let your shield regenerate. You already have the good position. You have a Hanzo up on this high ground. This is already super duper free. Right? So just chill, let your shield recharge, and then you can drop onto point. But yeah, I mean, even then, this is still looking kind of free, to be honest. Probably should have gone for the Echo there instead of the Roadhog, but doesn't look like it makes a difference. Okay, I mean, honestly, that was just kind of a roll. Like,
Yeah.
first point, you just needed to get onto point faster, and then right there, you should have waited just a few seconds more on high ground. But other than that, that was played, you know, completely fine. I mean, like, all of the main tank fundamentals were there. So far, this is very boring. Let's hope it gets more exciting. I want to see some exciting Reinhardt gameplay. Let's go. Ooh, okay, yeah, you're giving up the choke too quickly. You shouldn't give up the choke based on how much shield you have.
Okay.
So even if your shield gets low, you want to stand here and let it regenerate. You don't want to fall back all the way here, because now you're making it easy for the enemy team to just push through the choke for free. You don't need your shield to defend this choke. So when your shield gets low, you stand here. You can still swing around the corner, let your shield recharge, and wait until the enemy team does something. Because the enemy team hasn't done anything. They've just shot your shield and you're already falling back. So now... Well, actually, the enemy team is stupid. I don't know why they didn't go through the choke. That was kind of a questionable lack of decisiveness on their part. Okay, but this is still kind of a stomp, not gonna lie. Like, so far you're just making really small mistakes, but they're not really enough to change the outcome of these fights. Also reset at the choke here. Yeah, good. Why are you this far back? Did someone on your team die? No, they didn't. Oh, actually they did.
No.
Wait, why are they all in spawn? Oh, I think they
Oh
did
yeah,
die.
Diana died.
Okay,
Yeah, main healer died.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then your Lucio went Texiang. Okay. Yeah, no, this position is fine. Actually, how did they die? I think the kill feed trolled me again because the colors are the wrong way around. Like right here, your Moira got a kill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where your Hanzo died. Then your Ashe died as well. Holy moly. Okay. Where did they die? Okay, they just got shit on. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, there isn't really a whole lot that you could have done about that. It's fine. You just have to reset. Yeah. When your teammates are back in spawn, you need to look at how long it takes them to get back. So right here, the enemy team is already at the choke, and you're still playing back here. So you don't have time to take a fight out in the open, like this. Your main goal is to just prevent them from getting onto point. Like, you want to stall for time, right? Because if the enemy team just rushes in, right here, you're taking a fight right now, your teammates aren't even with you. These people can't help you, right? So the correct play is to see that they're coming, just say, okay, fuck this guy, like, who is this fucking super? You just go back to the point, you chill here, you just delay them for as long as possible, right? Worst case, you fall back all the way over here, but the important part is that you retake this as 6. You can't do a 3v3 here. This is unwinnable for you. There's nothing that you can do here in this fight without your teammates there. He also wouldn't have gotten his shatter if you didn't engage him in that fight. All you had to do there was just go back onto the point. I really want to give you like super advanced, sick feedback, but all of these mistakes so far are like you're playing well, but then for like 1 second you just bot out and you do something really random.
Yeah.
Like
I kind of get that feeling a lot.
I mean, it's good, right? Like you're not doing a lot of stuff wrong. It's just like you're doing stuff wrong that I wouldn't expect you to do wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, holding high ground here is fine. Okay, I mean, the enemy team is just kind of AFK. I'm not really sure what their plan is.
Yeah, I thought they were rotating.
I mean, they're just, I don't know what they're doing. What the heck? Okay, you just got shit on really, really hard. I think it's good to explain his play, though. So normally... No, I want to explain his play. So normally charging in here as Reinhardt is kind of stupid. The only reason he did it is because 2 of his teammates already died. So at this point, he doesn't have anything to lose. Like, the more behind you are... Like, you said how you feel useless when your teammates at a disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, this is a good example of how you should play a disadvantage. Like, right now, he's in a 4v6. He knows that this teamfight is pretty much lost anyway, so he has nothing to lose. So that's why he just pins you.
Oh, I see.
Okay, because even if this play doesn't work, who cares? The teamfight is over for him anyways, right? But this way, at least he gets a free pick, and that allows his team to get a chance at winning the teamfight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only way to play around that is to avoid playing too aggressive when you already have an advantage. So if we go back a little, right here. So right here, the enemy Zarya is dead. Right now you're in a 6v5 and you have the spawn advantage. So in this situation, the mistake you made is you pushed into them. So first of all, they used beat. And you know, if the enemy team is beat, you probably shouldn't push into them. It's not a very good idea. And number 2, because they are down 1 person, they're going to start playing reckless. They're going to play hyper aggressive because again, they already lost someone. What do they have to lose? Right? So when you're in a 6v5 here, you don't want to up the aggression. You just want to prevent the enemy team from regaining an advantage. They are on attack, right? They need to play against the clock. So you don't want this team fight to be over. You want to let them bleed. You want them to waste their time. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So just play slow, just waste their time, because you playing aggressive there is what allowed Super to get an aggressive pin off in the first place. Ideally, you don't even give them a chance to do anything like that. But yeah, they're all set up on point, so this is going to be a tough retake. Actually, they lost a few people at the start, so this is doable. Okay. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I don't think there's anything you could have done about getting fucking shattered from like 2 directions. Holy shit, dude, that's gold. Ah, man, Echo is such a good character, honestly. Actually fucking phenomenal. Holy moly. Oof. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, like, maybe you could have shattered them earlier. I don't think the issue here was that you were trying to save your shatter, like you said in the forum, because this is kind of the last team fight anyway, so there's no reason to save it. To be honest, the real problem is you throwing up here, because this is what I mentioned on the first point. In 2CP, the most important part is to just get on the point. Because the moment you're on the point, the other team has to retake. So they were over here, and now you were on the attack. And that makes it very, very easy for the enemy team to read what you're doing and then just shit all over you. So I don't really think you did anything wrong right here. Like whatever, you just got shattered from like 2 directions. Like at this point, this team fight is just deathmatch. The issue is that you had an advantage earlier and then you allowed the enemy team to retake. That shouldn't happen.
Okay.
The key word is discipline. But yeah, so far this is still... You know, I mean, I think this is the problem. This is why I kind of dislike coaching higher level players sometimes, because the mistakes are like so sparse. Like pretty much every single point you've lost so far has been just one small mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's skip ahead. By the way, if you have any questions, you can just let me know at any moment in time.
Okay, so I watched this replay like many times, and I also watched Super's VOD. Like, the thing I find out is his outcharge is always significantly higher than me, and he somehow does more damage than me, and like without losing the opportunity of protecting his teammate. Like, I just want to know how I could be like that. Like, it's not like he is super aggressive, no, but he just does damage more than me.
I mean, how quickly you farm Shatter is like 90% just how many fire strikes you land, to be honest.
I know.
I wouldn't look at how quickly he charges his ultimate as a metric of like who's performing better, to be honest. Again, like it's really just kind of an irrelevant metric. Like I didn't even pay attention to who charged his ultimate quicker here.
Okay.
It really isn't that important as Reinhardt. Like, as long as you get it quickly enough, it's fine. But if he gets it like 5 seconds before you, most of the time, that doesn't really make a difference. And it's also very situationally dependent. Like, so far, for example. Like, right there, for example, he just landed a fire strike. I hate the replay tool so much, holy moly. Like, look, he just hit like 2 people with a fire strike. So there honestly, like, there really isn't that much to it. Like, it's the reason he gets Shatter is not because he swings more aggressively. He just hits more people with fire strike than you.
Okay.
And again, there isn't like right there. How many people did you hit? You hit like no one with that.
No one. Yeah.
Right. So does that answer your question?
It does.
Okay, yeah. Like sometimes it's best to not read too much into it. It's not that he's like aggressive in a different way, he just hits fire strikes. Like see there you hit a fire strike and I don't know if you hit anyone. Again, do you see how quickly you're giving up the choke? Especially since you have a Mei, just stay in that corner. And yeah, right there you missed your fire strike again, but he missed as well. Yeah, do you see how the enemy team just gets through the choke completely for free?
Oh, yeah, that's because Mei died.
Right, but do you know why she died?
Yeah, because I wasn't there.
Right. Like, okay, to be fair, she was also a little AFK in the head, which happens sometimes, it's unfortunate. But after the Mei dies, that shouldn't allow the enemy team to just get... So this is the example that I gave earlier, right? So at this point, you are in a 5v6. Right? So now you just want to stall. Since you're on defense, you just want to stall for time. If you were on attack right here, you just want to play super YOLO and just go in and go for some stupid pin to try and get a pick. But because you're on defense, right now you just want to play for time as much as possible. They already made it through the choke, so it's a little bit too late to contest that. Ooh, he's feeding. Okay, yeah, this is really good for you. Ideally, assuming that he didn't feed there, you should have just started rotating back towards the point and then play this corner and just stay here for as long as you possibly can and wait until your teammates come back.
Okay.
Betty, I mean, after, like right there again, you missed your fire strike. Like, my man, they need to hit, you know?
No.
I think you might want to practice that a little bit because yeah, it is pretty important. The sleep dirt doesn't matter. I honestly think this is a good example. You know, even GM players just don't hit fire strikes. Yeah, right here. Why are you holding this? Like, everyone is here. Aren't they? Like...
They are, yeah.
I'm just looking for them. Wait. Am I blind? Where's the last one? Oh, she's fucking up here. Jesus Christ. Okay. I just saw, oh, you don't have a Pharah, so no one is going to be above you. But now apparently there's this piece of shit in the game. Okay. But yes, so everyone is here. So what was your reasoning behind holding here and just letting them get through choke for... I mean, again, I don't know why he... Oh, I think he's waiting for his team as well. No, they're here. Why the fuck is no one pushing? Okay, there we go. He finally grew a pair and he starts pushing. Why do you give him this choke for free?
Oh. Okay.
Like, if you look at this, once we get over how shit the replay viewer is. Okay, there we go. Right, so you chill, everything. Like, this is pretty much a full reset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you back there? Just stand right here.
I should be up there, yeah.
Right. You could have even fire striked when they came down here. Like, every single fire strike you throw when they run around the corner is usually just free ult charge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, they play like kind of goatsish. Like, they chill at the start to get Zarya energy. I don't think that they need to do this actually, but yeah, honestly, like, your team just wasn't really in a position to capitalize on that grav because your positioning was so defensive.
Okay.
There really isn't a whole lot more to that point, I'm afraid to say. It's like,
is it because like I give up too much space so that this grav?
Yeah. So no. The grav was fine, right? So the problem is when your Zarya grabs here, like, your team needs to be in a position to follow up. So ideally, you want someone here, you know, maybe someone here on the high ground, someone over here. But if you're playing back here, you limit your team's positioning. So when she grabs here, there isn't really a whole lot your teammates can do to follow up on it. All Super has to do is just hold his shield here, and then his team doesn't take damage, right? So the way that you want your defenses,
there in the choke, if the grab was still there, then we would have come from multiple angles to attack them.
Exactly. So you chill here, right? You just say here, yada yada, I'm Reinhardt. You know, you throw a fire strike, you just chill here, you swing a little bit, right? And then the enemy team pushes through, right? And then right here, your Zarya grabs, and then you can just swing into it, or honestly, you can even pin someone into this room, and that's usually a free pick, right? But this way you didn't really have an angle. And also, the way you want to structure your defenses is you want to force the enemy team through as many chokes, or like through as many bad positions as possible. So even if you don't win a temp fight here, you just want to waste their resources. If you hold here, it means Super loses his shield. It means their random Zarya guy needs to use his bubbles. Hanzo needs to use Storm Area. They just need to burn a bunch of cooldowns to get through this choke. So that once they get through the choke, you can fall back, right? You can go to this corner, and then you can chill here. But now they're out in the open and they don't have any cooldowns, so you can just run over them.
Okay.
But if you start here, then they can push through the choke, and then all of a sudden they're playing right here, and they still have all of their cooldowns. And it's very, very difficult for you to win a fight like that.
Okay.
So yeah, keep them, like, I mean, yeah, it's you know, kind of basic, but it's true. Holding people at chokes is pretty important. Like, your micro play on Reinhardt is honestly really good. Like, your shield management is really good. Your movement is really good. Your like, you know, your fire strikes. Okay, they could use some practice, but honestly, your macro is really just lacking a lot. Like, just knowing where to hold, when to take fights, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, dropping down there is fine. Two of your teammates died to the Hanzo, which isn't super good. They lost their Reinhardt. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot you could have done there. Like, they just snowballed with ultimates. They played that really well. The Zarya was behind you as well, so you couldn't have really stalled for time. Your shield can't block from all directions. But yeah, I mean, again, they just snowballed. You guys had spawn advantage, so like this is fine. Again, the first point, like it honestly, you guys could have had them on the first point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they didn't get any ticks, so it's fine. Any questions so far?
Not really.
Okay. Ooh, that May wall is nice. Yeah, you need to be careful about this.
Okay.
When you push through choke, you don't really want to go into this room because honestly, this is a worse choke than this one.
Okay.
Right? Like in this position, it's very, very easy for you to get stuck. So once you push through the choke, you just want to keep contesting there, Ryan. So right here, yeah.
Okay. There was like a shot called in our team for us to go right side into the room.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, that's why I go there.
That's
But
okay.
then,
Yeah.
yeah,
The next time, who suggested that? Do you remember?
I think it was either May or Lucio.
User disconnected from
Okay, yeah. The next time they suggest that, just tell them that they're stupid. Like, rotating through here doesn't do anything for your team. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is pretty close. I mean, it's not really a mirror matchup. I don't know why you would bother. The problem is, if you just go through here, you're giving their Zarya way too much time to just farm energy. If you have the May wall, you can just take the fight here. Like right here with this May wall, the Ryan is completely split off, so I'm not sure why you wouldn't just take the fight here and push them back. Like there, Ryan is just swinging for free, and you're not doing anything because you were so forced on that rotate.
Yeah.
Like again, micro-wise, you played that fine. Like you managed your shield properly, you managed your HP properly. Like your micro Reinhardt, just like understanding of the character and how to play him is really, really good. It's just these really, really odd. Okay, my game just lagged really hard for some reason. What the hell? It's just your macro understanding is little. I mean, okay, to be fair, if your teammates called it there, I have no idea why they would call it, but you know, if they call it, then they call it. But yeah, this is a reset. You guys wasted way too much time with that rotation. As a main tank, in the end, you're the one who's calling where to go. So if your teammates call that and you disagree with it, just tell them that you disagree with it.
Okay.
Even just target calling, right? Like right there, just shouting that you want to go into the Zarya. That alone is good enough to tell your teammates, oh, okay, maybe we don't go into the right room. Maybe we just run over the Zarya. Okay, I just need to reset here. Yeah, so Super was swinging during that entire fight, so he already got his shatter off, and you're like halfway to yours.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really, really good. Making it through the choke. You need to chill here. Okay, to be honest, that Echo ultimate was actually big brain.
It was.
That was... I respect that. Who's this guy? Father John. Okay, that was actually pretty good. Normally, she wouldn't be able to do that because the way that you play the May mirror on choke heavy maps is that your May just walls off their map so that she doesn't have LOS to wall. But I don't think your May expected the enemy Echo to just copy her and then wall. So that was, you know, respect where respect is due. But to be honest, you guys are so far behind on ultimates. I mean, now you have ultimates, so now you can actually do anything. Okay, that's a really random dragon. Yeah, this is good for you. They just wasted an ultimate. Okay, you can push here.
The game is lagging so hard.
Yeah, it's a little. Is it watchable?
It is. It is.
Okay. But I mean, now you guys have ultimate, so that's good. You also went onto the point this time, which is very nice. How does Echo have her ultimate again? Holy shit, it charges so fast. Okay, that's actually nuts. Okay. Okay, either she's really good or Echo ultimate just charges really fast. I think it's the latter, actually.
Yeah, it's a character.
It reminds me of EMP. That's actually pretty good. But okay, yeah, that first round was fine. I mean, all you need here, technically, is just one tick. I mean, you have like 0 ultimates, but they don't have anything either, so this is fine. Okay, I believe. Let's go. Don't hesitate. Yeah, okay, just push out here. Yeah, you're too slow. Do you see where your diva is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're too worried about what your teammates are doing. Like, it's really important to just have the confidence that your teammates are with you. If they're not with you, that's their problem. But right here, like if you see the Hanzo, like you just need to believe that your teammates are going to cross here. Like Lucio, Echo, and Moira, they don't need your help to cross here, right? So you need to be up here because your Diva and your Mei are already fighting, and you're too late.
Okay.
I mean, again, I'm not sure what your Diva went onto point there. That's a little... Oh, she wanted to just hope that they see 9, I guess, but that's a little risky. Yeah, so this is awkward for you. So I mentioned earlier, ideally after you take the high ground, you just want to stay there and wait until people get cooldowns. How did you lose your Mei? She literally didn't have her ice block. I don't like flaming randoms, but... Okay, yeah, she should have just jumped off high ground, but that's not really your fault. You can't do much about that. I mean, honest to God, you guys just don't have the ultimates to win this fight. I mean, maybe you can reset quickly enough, but you just didn't have the ultimates there. Like, maybe if your Mei lived, you could have won that, but you played that fine. When the Diva went onto point, you were pretty much forced to drop. Like, you couldn't stay on high ground forever if she's contesting.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just really greedy of the Diva to just go straight onto point. Okay, yeah, this round is over. GG. Okay, but yeah, honestly, like no joke, in terms of micro, I'd say this is already like, especially given your playtime, this is already insane.
Really?
Like your micro Reinhardt is not low GM. Like when I think of a low GM Reinhardt, I think of human garbage. But that was not low GM, like micro level Reinhardt play. I honestly think that you just throw every other game by doing weird shit, like not holding them at the choke.
Okay.
Like I swear to God, like your micro is genuinely fucking insane. I mean, okay, not, don't, I don't want your ego to get too big, but like, yeah, like your micro is fine, honestly. Like in a 1v1, like when it comes to like blocking shatters and stuff, like you said, your mechanics aren't good. And, I guess maybe you can improve your fire strikes a little, but that just, honestly, mechanics is one-on-one, like just tied to playtime. Okay. So other people's mechanics will always be better because they just play the game more than you. Like you played in this match, you played against Super. I mean, you know who Super is, right? Like he plays the game a lot. Okay, he's you could say he takes the game very serious, right? So obviously his fire strike mechanics are gonna be a little better, not that surprising. But honestly, in terms of micro play, it was really, really solid. I wouldn't change anything there. You really, really just need to look at the macro, like actually understanding, like have we used a bunch of cooldowns here? Do we maybe need to chill? Understanding how important it is to just get on the point, understanding, hey, I need to hold at the choke. understanding to not run into this fucking room ever because it's actually terrible to go into that room. It's a death sentence.
Yeah.
And
I think like many of my problem is that I don't play a lot. Like my
I'm gonna
Ryan
be honest
playtime.
with you. Yeah, like if you just played, like, this is why I think it's like, honestly, I think this is really interesting because no offense to Left 4 Dead, but Left 4 Dead is like a very non-conventional competitive game.
No,
Right?
it is not. Yeah.
Right? But even then, just the fact that you have that competitive mindset allowed you to get this far in Overwatch without even playing that much. Like,
Yeah. Like my total Ryan time is 150 hours.
yeah, so honestly, I think this really just goes to show that getting good at a video game is like 90% just someone's mindset. But if you want to, if good isn't enough and you want to get like really good, I honestly think you really just need to play a little bit more. Maybe even think about joining a team, getting into some scrims or something. But yeah, like honestly, I think you have the mindset to get to 4.4K. You just need to grind it out. Like there really isn't, like the mistakes you're making are just so obviously Pepega that you don't need a coach to tell you that stuff. Like the stuff about, like just letting them go through the choke for free. Like this isn't exactly rocket science. It's just something that you get through experience.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
Not really.
Okay, well, then obviously, if you have any questions, you can always DM me on Discord, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Although, keep in mind, you're in freaking Canada, so if I don't respond immediately, it's because I'm sleepy. If you have the time, I would always appreciate it if you could go to that page and leave a review.
Okay, absolutely.
If you, in the future, ever decide to get another session, which, by the way, I wouldn't really get another session if I was you until you increase your playtime, because that's honestly going to make a big difference. But if you increase your playtime and you ever want another session, make sure to use that link, because sessions get cheaper if you like already had one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then lastly, so I do upload some of my sessions to YouTube. And I need to be honest, I think this session would make for a really good YouTube video. So would you be fine with me using it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. I can put the clickbait in the video title. High level main tank coaching session versus SF Shock Super. Dude, I'm gonna drown in ad money. It's gonna be it's gonna be so good, dude. I'm gonna buy so many Big Macs once that video goes live. It's gonna be great.